welcome to the deep dive. Okay, today we are tackling a real icon, aren't we? The Tamiya Grasshopper and the Hornet.
Oh, yeah, absolute classics.
And our mission, really, is to cut through maybe 4 decades of that warm nostalgia and look at the hard technical facts. What are the real mechanical weaknesses?
Exactly. We need to separate, simple wear and tear from actual design flaws.
Because that matters if you're thinking about running one today, especially with maybe more power.
Absolutely. It's a simple 80s design, which is charming, but it has vulnerabilities. I mean, the advice for 40 years has been keep spare gears. That tells you something.
Right. It flags a core issue. So let's figure out the best upgrade path for you listening.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the biggest problem area people always talk about, the differential. It fails. But the notes here say it's not just about stripping teeth.
No, that's the key thing. It's usually not the teeth themselves, initially anyway. It's a failure of rigidity.
Rigidity. How so?
Well, the main spur gear, the big plastic one, it actually doubles as the differential carrier.
Oh.
And being plastic, when you say accelerate hard, it physically flexes, it bends.
Right.
And that flex, even a little bit, is enough for the small metal pins holding the little plastic bevel gears, the spider gears, to just pop out of place. They dislodge.
Ah, so the drive just goes.
Instantly gone. Motor spins. Car goes nowhere. It's the carrier basically falling apart internally because it bent too much.
And I see there's a related issue, the gearbox housing itself.
Yeah, the outer case isn't super rigid either. It can flex or even crack over time, especially with impacts.
Which messes up the gear mesh, I assume.
Precisely. Leads to binding, faster wear, just makes everything worse inside that already fragile system.
Okay, so internal chaos waiting to happen. But there seems to be one tiny part that causes disproportionate trouble. The pinion gear.
Oh, the stock pinion? Yes.
Infamous. Why is that specific gear such a weak point?
It's made of aluminum, and frankly, it's notoriously soft. The community joke is that it's made out of cheese.
Huh. Okay, not ideal for a gear.
Not at all. It wears down incredibly fast. But worse than that, as it wears, it sheds tiny bits of aluminum grit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that grit goes straight into your plastic spur gear and differential gears. It's like adding sandpaper into the mix.
So it actively destroys the other parts.
Exactly. It accelerates that whole failure spiral we were just talking about.
Made out of cheese. I like that. So, okay, ditch the cheese. What's the mandatory replacement then? Just any metal one?
Nope, you have to be specific here. This is critical. You need an 18-tooth, 0.8 module hardened steel pinion.
Okay, 0.8 module. Why is that number so important?
That module number refers to the metric pitch, the spacing, and shape of the teeth. Tamiya uses 0.8 module for this gearbox.
Right.
If you use something else, like a 0.6 module or a common imperial size like 48 pitch, the teeth won't mesh correctly.
And that means?
Rapid destruction. You'll chew up your main spur gear in minutes. So yeah, 18-tooth, 0.8 module steel. Carson Model Sport is often mentioned as a good source.
Got it. 0.8 module steel. And for just keeping it running with stock parts, if something else breaks.
Well, that's where you see places like RC Nitro Hobbies. They often part out brand new kits.
Ah, the salvage economy.
Pretty much. You can get genuine factory spares reliably that way, which is handy.
Okay, but let's push it. What if someone ignores all this advice, gets the steel pinion, and then decides to drop in, say, a modern brushless motor? What breaks then?
Well, things might break, sure, but the real problem isn't just broken parts anymore. It's the handling, or rather, the complete lack of it.
Right. The note said it becomes uncontrollable. Why?
This is where you hit the real performance ceiling of the chassis. The rear suspension. It's that archaic, rolling, rigid axle design.
Explain that. What does rolling rigid axle mean in practice?
It means the entire rear gearbox and motor assembly pivots as one unit around a central point on the chassis. There's no independent movement like on modern cars.
Okay.
So when you slam down the power from a strong motor, the torque reaction tries to rotate that whole rear axle assembly upwards.
Ah, like it's trying to climb its own gear.
Exactly. And as it rotates up, it lifts the pivot arm and basically compresses and locks out the rear shock absorbers.
So the suspension just stops working.
Stops working under power, yeah. The car effectively turns into an undamped pogo stick at the back.
Oh, wow.
Hit the throttle, it bounces violently, any bump sends it flying. It's completely undrivable at speed with too much power.
So the chassis itself just can't handle the torque, stability-wise.
Fundamentally, yes. The suspension design is the bottleneck.
Which is why the consensus seems to be, what? The stock 540 motor is about the limit?
Pretty much. Or a very mild upgrade. People often suggest the Tamiya Sport Tuned, which is a 23-turn brushed motor, or the Torque Tuned, a 25-turn. That's kind of the sweet spot for usable speed that doesn't overwhelm the handling.
Okay, so if you do want real speed and power handling from a Hornet, what's the actual solution?
Well, Tamiya recognized this themselves. The real solution, if you want a fast Hornet, is the Hornet Evo. That's kit number 58742.
Okay, Evo. And that's not just hop-ups, right? It's different.
Oh, completely different underneath. It's a fundamental redesign based on a much more modern platform.
What are the key changes?
Number 1, suspension. It ditches the rolling rigid axle entirely. It has proper four-wheel independent double wishbone suspension.
Ah, like a modern buggy.
Exactly. And it has oil-filled dampers all around, not just those simple friction dampers on the original's front.
And the gearbox. Is it still the same fragile design?
No way. Crucially, it uses the gearbox from the DTO2 chassis. That's a robust, modern, fully sealed unit, much stronger, way more reliable, and keeps dirt out.
So the Evo is basically a modern buggy styled to look like a Hornet, built for actual performance.
That's the perfect way to put it. It can handle the brushless power that would make the original undrivable. If speed and reliability are your goals, honestly, buying the Evo is cheaper and makes more sense than trying to endlessly upgrade the classic chassis.
Right. So let's recap the pathways for someone with a classic Grasshopper or Hornet. Path 1, the nostalgic restorer. You stick with stock power, maybe add ball bearings, keep spare parts handy, especially that differential gear set, and maybe that steel pinion just for longevity.
Yep, keep it original, enjoy the charm. Path 2, the mild basher. You want a bit more fun. Put in that 21 to 25 turn brushed motor, like the Sport Tuned, but you must install that .8 module hardened steel pinion. That's not negotiable.
Right, mandatory upgrade. And path 3, the high-speed enthusiast. If you really want to go fast and use modern power.
Just get the Hornet Evo. Seriously, it's designed for it. Don't try to force the classic chassis into something it was never meant to be.
Makes sense. So a final thought then. The original chassis, it was fine for its time, right? For the motors and batteries of the 80s.
Absolutely, it matched its era.
So what does it tell us that 40 years later, there's this huge market still dedicated to either just patching up these known flaws or completely redesigning the car like with the Evo?
It's a fascinating question, isn't it? It really speaks volumes about maybe the power of nostalgia, how much we love these designs, even when, from a purely engineering standpoint, there are maybe more practical choices today.
Nostalgia versus engineering practicality. Something to definitely think about next time you're rebuilding that classic Tamiya diff again.
Yeah, exactly.